with you. And all right. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to take you into a brand new person's account and show you how a brand new person would first enroll in Jeanie. Because once they are an associate, this is a brand new associate. This is one of my brand new associates. He's only a couple of days old. So we're going to go into Raymond's back office. And when we get into Raymond's back office, down at the very bottom, it says enroll with my ASEA business coach. Let's go. So I simply click on that. And it tells me that I get 30 days free. Now I'm going to stop this, so I don't want to play the video. If you're brand new, you get 30 days free. Now let me tell you this. If you're brand new, do not enroll with Jeanie when you first enroll in ASEA, unless you have an upline that is going to coach you using how to use Jeanie, because you get 30 days free. I don't want you to waste that first 30 days before you know what you're doing, okay? I'm going to be doing these little Zoominars Mondays at 1 and 7 Mountain for the foreseeable future. And if you need more help than that, go upline and find somebody in your upline that's actively using Jeanie. And if you can't find anybody in your upline that's actively using Jeanie, I'll be shocked. But if you can't, let me know and I'll work with you, okay? So we continue here. And it just walks through, and all you do is enter your credit card information, and then Jeanie will not charge your credit card for 30 days. You're going to get the first 30 days free. And then she'll start charging you $20 a month, $19.95 a month. I'll just say this. I hope when this is over, this session's over, that you'll believe that that's worth $20 a month. If you're trying to build a business, trust me, it's worth $20 a month. If you're not trying to build a business, you shouldn't be on Jeanie anyway. All right? So now I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to go open my Jeanie dummy account. And I have to keep moving my pictures around because my screen is so small. And the account we're going to use is my Redox for Bobby account. All right. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, let's get this. Please work. Now, why is that not working? There we go. Somebody has unmuted themselves. Please mute yourself back. All right. Now, right now, we are in my dummy account, and I used it earlier this afternoon. So I'm going to show you what it would be like if you have been using Jeanie and you haven't used her for a while and you want to start over again. Let me show you what to do. You come into your settings over on the left-hand side, and when you click settings, choose advanced. Now, Jeanie gives you 3 ways to start over. You can start over by just doing a restart, which means that nothing really gets changed. You just get to start again. You can do a soft reset where Jeanie will hold on to your contacts that you've already been working with, but she will erase all the rest of the contacts. What I'm going to do is what's called a hard reset, and it completely resets my ABC, and it deletes all the contacts and settings. So here we go. Yes. Takes her just a second to do that. Now, here's how it starts out when you're using her brand new first time. Hi, Bobby. I'm Jeanie. I'm your new personal assistant. I'm looking forward to working with you. May I call you Bobby? Absolutely. Do you have 10 minutes right now to configure your new ASEA business coach? Yes.
Welcome to ASEA.
Now, let me explain what you're seeing right here. Depending on whose team you're on, if you're on my team or Denny Robinson's team, then you're going to probably get 3 of these videos. The first one is a welcome to ASEA from Tyler Norton. The second would be a welcome from either Jerry and me or Denny, welcoming you to our part of the family tree. And then the third one is a welcome to Jeanie or ABC from Larry McFarland. I'm not going to play all of these, but I just want to get you a little flavor for what they feel like.
Congratulate you on your decision to improve the way you look, feel, and live your life. We're confident that you'll like what you experience here at ASEA. In fact, it's our hope that this choice proves to be one of the best you have ever.
Welcome to the ASEA family, and a special welcome to our branch of the family.
If you have enrolled with Jeanie, we assume you want to build an ASEA business and congratulate you for making the best business decision of your life.
Hi, I'm one of your guides to Jeanie. I'm excited about what Jeanie means for your business, and I'm anxious to help you get the most out of it. With Jeanie as your very own personal assistant, you're prepared to succeed with confidence and skill. Jeanie has been trained by the most successful people in the company to help you every step of the way. With Jeanie, you'll always know what to do next, and you can build your business like a seasoned professional.
All right, there's your welcome. Now she says, Bobby, let's start with your personal settings. Now, because I've been in here before, some of my information is still there. I just have to edit it. If you were starting out for the very first time, there would be nothing there, okay? But as you can see from here, let me slide the pictures out of the way. First and last name is correct. My nickname is correct. My username is correct. My email address is correct. And my password is correct. We got us in here. Although I'm going to fix that one more time. Let's see. I'm just re-entering it to be sure it's right. And my phone number is correct. Now let me show you something interesting. Right here, Jeanie gives you the opportunity to have her send you a daily reminder by email. You can, she'll send it at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 o'clock in the morning. I choose 10 o'clock because that's right after the charge-up call for me, okay? And I want Jeanie to remind me to go look at my to-do list. The next thing is she wants you to pick out some dream images. And you can sort through here and find things that appeal to you. I love to fly fish, so I selected fly fishing. I also like to travel, so I clicked on the airplane because that's the way I like to travel. And Jerry and I are building a big house. So did I say big? I didn't mean to say that. We're building a house, and so I checked that as well. Now, what happens is these 3 images appear right at the top of your Jeanie page every time you log in. Now, Jeanie wants to start by getting to know you better. And the first thing she wants to know is, I want to change my life so that I have the time and money to never have to stress about what? What's bugging you? What do you stay awake at night? What are you stressed about? I mentioned the house, and I did say the word big. So my concern is I want to pay the new house. Okay, I don't want to have to stress about that. I told somebody the other day we have an unlimited budget, and we've already exceeded it. Now, I want to change my life so that I always have the time and money to do what? What is it that you would do different in your life if you had plenty of time and plenty of money, okay? For me, I would I would like to spend more time with my family and friends and travel whenever I desire. In fact, I'd like to just take my family with me. Okay? Anyway, I am a male. I am actually doing this with my partner, but I'm going to say solo because right now, you both of you can use Jeanie, but you only have one set of contacts, so it's kind of like solo. What was the top thing that attracted me to ASEA to begin with? The product. What was the second thing that attracted me to ASEA? It was the purpose. Now, for some people, it'll be different things. It might be the money. For me, it was the purpose. I wanted to feel significant. What is your income goal? You want to pay for your product, make a payment, house payment, car payment? Maybe you want to increase your income. How about if you want to change your lifestyle? I don't actually want to change my lifestyle all that much. I just want it to be better than it is. I've already got a good lifestyle, but I want it better. How many hours are you willing to commit to your business each week? This is really important. Don't put a number down that you're not committed to do, okay? I'm in it full time. When you communicate about a ASEA-related business and you have a choice, do you prefer to communicate by phone, email, text, or social media? Well, I'm over 50 years old, so I like phones. Do you feel comfortable hosting a meeting in your home? I do. On a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to achieve your income goals with ASEA? Now, when I first started, I was fairly motivated, but not that much motivated. Now I am really motivated. What motivates you to take action? Are you self-motivated or do you need others to motivate you? I'm a self-motivated guy. Now, to achieve your goals on a scale from 1 to 10, how receptive are you to being coached while building your business? This is really important, guys. When I first started, I would tell you that I was coachable, but the truth is I wasn't. I already thought I knew everything. I now have learned, I got a lot to learn still. When interacting with the world, which feels more like you? Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I'm definitely an extrovert. When making decisions, which feels more like you? Well, it feels more like me to feel. Now, here's the big one. To achieve my goals, I commit to working the number of hours that I've committed, including attending events, following the counsel of the ASEA business coach and my sponsor, and giving my business enough time to succeed, which means at least 6 months before I would quit. All right? And then I'm going to sign it.
How does Jeanie work with the number of hours that you have committed to, and is that a changeable number?
It is a changeable number, but Jeanie doesn't track your hours. She doesn't track your hours. Now, when you're working in Jeanie and you've worked solid for an hour, you'll get a little screen that'll pop up and say, hey, you've been working for an hour. You want to take a little break? Or do you want to keep going?
Well, when that came up, you said this is really important. And,
well, it's important not because Jeanie, it's important, Laura, not because Jeanie tracks it, but because you're making a commitment to do something.
Right. And if it needs to be changeable?
Change it anytime you want to.
So can we change these answers for Jeanie?
Absolutely.
This is an alterable declaration that we make at the start.
It is an alterable declaration. I urge you to be very realistic. Don't, as Tyler Norton says, don't commit perjury.
Thank you.
Don't overload yourself doing something you can't do.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby, this is Benita.
Yes.
We have many of Marion's team have been on the ASEA bandwagon for quite some time.
Right.
And maybe some of them are just now starting in using Jeanie. But could you go ahead and explain a little bit the benefit of this page that you just went through right now in getting the people that are their prospects and their first timers and early, people who are coming in on their team, the benefit that they will receive having their team using Jeanie?
Benita, that's a great observation and request. Let me say this to you. In my 20 plus years in network marketing, I believe Jeanie is the single most significant resource I've ever seen, because Jeanie will make it possible for people to be successful in network marketing who would never be successful without her. And I'll tell you why. First of all, Jeanie keeps you focused. What we just did in filling out these questions, that's establishing your why. Now, let me tell you what's great about this. As soon as I hit submit, guess what? My sponsor, who happens to be me, is going to get an email with all the answers to these questions that I just filled out. So I know when a new person enrolls, I know what they said they were going to do. And you know what I do is, right after they do that, I pick up the phone and call them and I say, hey, welcome to the team. Let me just say this to you. Did you really mean everything you said? Are you serious about this? Now, let me tell you this. There are going to be times when you're going to get really discouraged and frustrated. We all do. Now, when that happens, I need to know what you want me to do. You want me to leave you alone? Or do you want me to pick up the phone and remind you what you said you were going to do and ask you if you've changed your mind? And you know what most people say to me? Pick up the phone and call me. And you know what? Then I have permission to do that. I think Jeanie is the best duplication model I've ever seen. And when I hear people say, well, I'm just not computer literate. Let me tell you something. You don't have to be very computer literate to run this thing. If you can get up and turn on the machine and answer questions and follow the next step, Jeanie's pretty thorough. If you find something that confuses you, look down in the bottom right. You see that little love, feedback, or bug? When you click on that, watch. It says, hey, glad to hear from you. It's got my name, got my email address. I can put the subject in. Then I can write them a little note. And then I click send. And guess what? They are very good. They are very good. I don't want to say this out loud, but they're way better than our customer service. I can tell you right now. They'll call you back right away. All right? Or they'll send you an email right away. Is that okay, Bonnie? Bonita? All right.
That's wonderful, Bobby. Thank you.
All righty. So we have completed part 1 of 3. Now, I've notified your sponsor about your progress. That's when I get the email with all the answers in there. Next thing is, hey, set up part 2, basic training. You have about 15 minutes to continue your introduction to ASEA and ABC with some basic training from ASEA Triple Diamond leaders. Now, let me tell you a really quick story. Jeanie sort of flopped when she came out the first time. And I can tell you all the reasons why, but I'm not going to bore you with that. I will tell you this. After the Jixity people took this technology to another company and they saw it explode, they came back to ASEA and said, we need a do-over. And they said, what do you want? They said, we want a field leader that has the respect of a lot of people and is committed to using Jeanie on their team. And they picked Denny Robinson. And then Denny picked David Silverman, Bo Buck, Tammy Gates. Those are all on Denny's team. And then she picked Terry Malmud because Terry was a representative from what's known as Team Reactive. That's Paul Tyra and Michael Stern and that crowd. And then she picked me because I was pretty much the only diamond that really embraced Jeanie from the get-go. And the 6 of us, ASEA flew us up to Salt Lake City and we spent hours working on this. And I'll never forget what Natalie Lewis said on the very first day. She said, look, if you don't like the way the software works, that's my problem. If you don't like the content, that's going to be your problem. Because whatever the content is whatever you tell us it should be. So when you look at these scripts and these training videos, if you don't like them, I'm sorry. That's the best we knew how to do. And I will just tell you this. Everybody on that group is triple diamonds. They may not be smarter, but they are triple diamonds. So you might want to just consider the possibility that they might know something that you might not know. Probably not, but might anyway. All right, here we go. Now, what you're going to see here, and I'm not going to go through all of these,
Well,
but here's 7 videos. You got the 6 of us that were on the development group, and we invited Debbie Wetzler to join us for the videos. So Denny gives a little brief overview. Watch.
Under basic training, our goal is to get you plugged in, paid, and promoted just as quickly as possible. To achieve that goal, we're going to teach you the basics of what you need to succeed. To begin, we're going to teach you about our A-list system and get you plugged into your success team.
attitude is the rock on which your business is built. If you have a good attitude, you likely have a good business.
Now it's time to start your contact list. If you have a list, you have a business plan, because your business is about sharing ASEA with those around you. And your list keeps you focused on doing just that.
It's time to start making your first introduction calls. Remember, the goal of this call is not to share the full presentation with them. Your job is simply to pique their interest with some very basic information and invite them to look at some additional information.
Okay, follow-up. Very, very important. The fortune is in the follow-up. So 2 basic things to remember when following up. First, be reliable. Follow up when you say you are going to follow up. Secondly, be prepared for your call. Make sure you review any notes you may have taken in previous conversations so you are ready for your follow-up.
And now it's time to teach your team to do the same. That's what Teach is all about. It's about duplication. Duplication is incredible.
Sorry, my internet
Powerful when
connection's
done
not
right.
great.
It is the principle that you learn a system, you practice it, and if you really want to be good, you master it.
Plugging into your success team and the events happening in your business is very important. We call this our cadence of events. It's building from one event to the next.
Takes you about 15 minutes to watch all 7 of those videos. All right? Then Jeanie comes on and says, hey, as a new associate, here's some important telephone numbers you need to have. The first one, of course, is support. You might need to call support. Let me tell you what we recommend. Before you call support, call your upline. Most of the time, they can answer your question a lot quicker than support can. Okay? If they can't answer it, then, and depending on how far up you go, you know, if you're dealing with a diamond or above, they can actually 3-way you in on a special support line and get you information a lot quicker. Okay? The charge-up call, Jeanie will actually text these numbers to you if that's what you want. Or you can say, no thanks. I said, absolutely. Put them in my phone so I won't forget them. All right, we've now completed part 2 of 3, okay? And Jeanie says, I'm going to start you with your ASEA business coach just like you'll see it every day. And I'll walk you through creating your contact list. So when you come on to Jeanie, says, wait a minute, yeah. In part, we're going to add, in part 3, we're going to add contacts and make a list. There are 2 ways of doing that. We can import or we can add them manually. I'm going to show you both ways. So let's import right now. I'm just going to bring some stuff in from one of my Gmail accounts. But I can tell you right now, Jeanie can bring in tons of information very quickly. Didn't take long to get 39 accounts added. Now, let me show you these. You'll notice some of these have grayed out. That's because they don't have all the information in them that they need. I would need to go into each one of those individually and fill out whatever information was missing. All right? But right now, I have 37 people in my contact list. Now, the first thing I want to do is make a working list. And here's what I recommend. If you're in here to build a business, go through your pool and pick out 20 people that you think have an interest in creating some additional income. And they have the resources to do it, which means they can sign up and get started with AutoShip and use the product, okay? Don't pick the people that have no prayer of ever building this business. I shouldn't say that because anybody can build it, but I'm just saying some people are more likely than others. Why don't you give yourself the benefit and start with the ones that are the most likely? Let's just pick these. I'm not going to be messing around. I'm just going to pick out these people right here, okay? And I'm going to say, I go over here to more, and I say, add to my list. And it says, move 7 contacts to my list and begin working with them. Yes. Now notice I had 37. Now all of a sudden I only have 30 because 7 of those people got moved into my list. All right. Now I can unselect all of them so I can work with each one of them individually. Now that's the way you start. I'm going to take you now out of my dummy account because all the links don't work in this account. I'm going to sign out of this account and I'm going to take you into my real account, the one I use every day. So I simply sign out, tell Jeannie goodbye, and come in with my real account.
Bobby, was that a right click when you got that drop down list to deselect or to select just one?
I think so.
Okay.
All right. Good evening, Bobby. I've been keeping track of your business. I prepared your daily action plan whenever you're ready for it. This is how Jeannie starts me every day, except when I click on in the morning, it's good morning. If I click on later, it's good evening or good afternoon, depending. I say, all right, let's show me what you got, Jeannie. Notice the first thing she tells me is to make a list. Well, I already have a list, but the truth is I've worked with every single person on that list. So what Jeannie's saying is, Bobby, you need to add more people to your list. Now, over on the right are scheduled calls. This one in red means that that call was not made. Okay? It passed. I didn't realize when I set that one up that I was going to be out to dinner tonight in Florida with my family. So I need to call her tomorrow and tell her how sorry I am I missed that call. Right now, I'm going to get rid of it because I don't need her on there anymore. Anyway, that's what Jeannie looks like. Let me show you how to add somebody manually. And I can tell you that what I'm doing right now is I work I run Windows and Mac on the same computer because 99% of what I do is in Outlook, which is a Windows program. And quite frankly, I'm sharing my screen with you so I can actually show it to you. I come over here to my contacts, and quite frankly, what I'm doing right now is I'm going through all of my contacts, and I've got 2,672 contacts, and I'm going through them starting with the A's, and I'm calling every single person that has any potential at all to ever be an associate of mine. Now, sometimes I don't even know why they're on my list. I can't remember why I put them there. And when I do that, I call them up and I say, I'm Bobby Martin. I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You're in my contacts and I'm trying to clean them up. And I'm embarrassed to say, I don't know why you're there. Can you help me? And we'll start a conversation 99% of the time. In a few minutes, we'll figure out how we know each other. If we can't figure out how we know each other, I'll say to them, on any off chance, do you have any interest in creating some additional income? If they say no, I say, not a problem. I'm going to do you and me both a favor and take you off my list. And I do. Because I don't know these people. If they say, on the other hand, I say, can I send you a 7-minute video to watch? It'll outline a business plan I'm using very successfully. If they say yes, I say, how soon can you watch it? They tell me, I say, can we set up an appointment for a call so I can answer your questions? When I get that done, I hang up the phone, thank them very much, and I move over into Jeanie, and I pull them out of my pool, and I put them on my list, and I start working with them from Jeanie. Now, you can do whatever you want to, but that's the way I do it. At this point, I'm just going to add somebody new. Benita, let's just put you in there.
And the 7-minute video you choose?
The one I use, I'll show you just in a minute. Well, I'll show you part of it. I like Sue Brinchley's First Touch video, and I'll tell you why. Just to illustrate this, Benita, I'm going to put my information in there, not yours. Okay? And I'm going to how you like that Gmail address, Redox for Bobby. All right. Now, Benita, let's say I just met you. So I don't know you really well, but, you know, I was at Costco this morning. I met her at Costco. That'll remind me how we connected. All right. I click add to my list, and then I click save. Now, I didn't even have to put that address in there. I just clicked the number and it put it in automatically. Oh yeah, it's saying that I did the same thing with David Peak earlier today. So merge, don't merge. It doesn't make a difference. I'm not going to merge them. Let's just, I'm not going to be working with David anymore, so I'm going to get rid of him. I just say delete this contact. Sorry, David, you've been put out into the outer darkness. All right. Now, Benita, let's get started working with you. All right. First thing I'm going to do is come over here. Now, notice anytime I select somebody here, notice what happens on the right side of the page. Their information comes up on the right side of the page. So I'm back to working with Benita. All it says right now is that at 8:39, she was added and ready to start. Okay? So first thing I want to do is do something. And she says the first thing on your list is send her a text to schedule an appointment. That's the way Jeanie operates. She starts out recommending that you send everybody a text. Now, you can't do that with everybody, but that's what Jeanie thinks is the best thing to do.
Can't do it with me.
Yeah, okay. But what's interesting is she gives you the phone number and a suggestion on what you might say. You can say anything you want to, because Jeannie's not sending the text, you're sending it. Okay? And so let's say I sent the text and we're waiting for a reply. Okay? Then I can go do something else till I get the reply. Let's just say you replied. All right? We need to report progress. We sent a scheduled text. We were waiting for the reply. The recommendation is I'll mark that you're waiting to hear back and remind you to follow up tomorrow if you haven't heard anything. How good is that? Jeannie's going to remind you to call that person tomorrow. What a great administrative assistant. And here's the best part about her. She costs $20 a month, not $20 an hour, $20 a month. And here's the second best thing. I can turn her off anytime I want to. I don't have to listen to her if I don't want to. By the way, I had the same secretary for 45 years. So I could never turn her off, by the way. I want you to know that. All right. Anyway, here's where we go with there. We're just going to save this. and we're going to say done, okay? You text me back, and we set up an appointment, all right? I need to report progress. Interest. What happened? Benita's interested and she wants to know more, okay? So it says schedule a follow-up time with Benita. Well, when you said you wanted to know more, I'm going to say, when can I call you after you watch? And we're going to set up a time. So I click on this, and I go here, and I say, okay, let's check it for tomorrow, and let's do it at 9 p.m. tomorrow evening. All right? Now, Benita, because you agreed to that appointment, I'm going to have Jeanie remind me 30 minutes before the call by text, and she's going to remind you 30 minutes before the call by text. Now look over here. Whoops. The recommendation, the way we wrap this up is have Jeanie send a quick thank you text and promise an email. Then send the email right away, okay? So there's where the email is going to go. There's where the text is going to go. And here's what she recommends you say. Thanks, Benita. I'm sending you the email I promised. I'll follow up with you at 7/19/2016 at 9 p.m.
And thankfully, we are on the one and only time zone on the planet, Mountain Time.
That's it. Now, what's interesting is I'm actually on Central Time, but I'm not telling anybody but you, Benita. All right. Send the text.
Bobby, do you have to leave your computer on all the time for all this timing to be effective?
Nope. Nope.
If you shut it down, do you need to turn it on fairly immediately, or can you shut it down all night long?
Shut it down all night long. I'll be honest with you, I don't ever turn my computers off, but you don't have to.
Just wondered about that.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Well, it helps to reset things to turn them off periodically anyway.
Well, I do periodically. Like
Okay,
once in a while I
thank you.
leave town and I turn them down for a week or two, then I turn my computer off. All right. Here's the preview email that she sent. Now this is really interesting because this isn't the normal email. All right. It says, Benita, here's the link to the video we talked about. I've also prepared a personalized link to some additional information. I want to talk to you on the 19th at 9 p.m. Okay. Well, I'm not exactly sure how the last part of this got in here. Jeannie's getting smarter and smarter. She may have just done it automatically. But before I send this, I'm going to go see what it says. And by the way, one of the biggest mistakes people make with Jeanie is they send too much information at one time. I would never send more than 2 things, period. Most of the time, I'm only going to send 1. Remember, people need multiple touches before they're ready to make a decision. Don't try to cram it all into one deal. All right? The way I see this is I look over here and I click on it. All right.
Has your road to security become a painful game of chutes and ladders? Or worse yet, is your ladder leaning against the wrong wall?
Okay. Now, I have Jeanie programmed. I don't have her. Jixity does. So that when somebody's interested in opportunity, and by the way, I think everybody is interested in the opportunity. That's how I start out. Do you have any interest in creating some additional income? Why do I do that? Because I'm trying to build a business. All right? Then this is what Jeannie's going to send automatically. Do I have to send that? No, I can change that to anything I want to. Let me show you what's going up here. All right, here's the next thing. What's the information for Benita?
Here at ASEA, literally from...
Now, I might actually do that sometime. I might actually send 2 videos. One is the opportunity video, and the second would be the science of ASEA, because I think those videos fit really well together, okay? So I now know what's going to Benita. I'm sorry. Yeah, Benita. Benita, I'm now going to click on this email. And by the way, I can edit any of this. I can delete, I can add, I can whatever, okay? I'm going to go ahead and send this. Notice it's going to redoxforbobby@gmail. And it says, info I promised. Then it gives this from reply. Now, let me tell you, that link goes nowhere. That's just to get through the spam filters. Because we want this to go directly into their inbox. We don't want it to get caught up in their spam filters. So that's what that's there for. We tell them, if you want to reply to bobbymartin1947@gmail.com. All right, here we go. I'm going to send it. Now, I'm going to take you on the other side of my computer, on the Windows side, and we're going to go look at our inbox for Redox for Bobby. What do you know? Got an email. Benita, this is what you would do. You click on this introduction.
Has your road to security become a painful game of chutes and ladders? Or worse yet, is your ladder leaning against the wrong wall? Does your current career path feel like a treadmill, always running, but never getting anywhere? Are you struggling with the reality that your time belongs to everyone else? As you wake up to your alarm clock, punch the time clock, and count the days until your next vacation.
All right, we're just going to pretend that we watched that whole video.
Bobby, I got a question.
Okay?
Is that Sue Brunchley's video then?
It is.
Okay, great. I look forward to seeing that. And then my other question is, prior to that, you said that you put in an email address that's not an email address so that things don't get put into spam. And
No, I don't do that. Jeanie does that.
Jeanie does that, okay.
Yeah.
And why would that happen? Why would it go into spam? I'm sorry, I'm just one of those not computer people.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm one of those not computer people too, Rosie.
Okay.
What's happening is Jeanie is considered by the internet to be a robot.
Okay.
And so robots can't, I mean, if a robot starts sending you stuff, your spam filters will get it. And so what we do is we know that by putting something in that slot, and Jixie, they're the people that know how to do this, it won't go into the spam filter. I'm not saying it'll never go in there, but most of the time, it'll go right into their inbox where it belongs.
Marvelous. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. That's how that works, okay?
Yeah, grateful for what you're doing. Thank you.
Well, happy to do it. All right, let's go back over here and let's click on this one too. Let's just see what this one is. This is info for Benita. And it's going to be the science video, I'm sure. And I love
Here
the
to
fact,
see you, literally from.
now when you have two videos, see, in addition to the science video, I also have the Renew Advanced video. And it shows both of them where you can see them. So again,
The inception of the company, it's been a high priority for us to put resources and attention on research and science. We've known what the product was doing for people.
All right, let's just watch about that much of that one.
Let's have it. Renew 28 has been in several.
Now let's watch the second video.
Everyone is born with smooth, resilient skin. Your skin cells provide.
I was way more interested in this. So I watched the whole thing. All right. Now let's go back and see what happens. We click out of, let me get my picture down here out of the way. We clicked out of Benita to give the computer a chance to refresh. And then we come back. Now watch what happened. Right at the very beginning, you can't see it because my pictures are blocking it out. At least I can't see it. But it tracks the history all the way up through here. And it says they viewed our replicated website. Look here. You click on this. It says you viewed the opportunity video. Now, this is because I've been using this as a demo 55 times so far. So it's 100%. Normally what it'll say is 1 time or 2 times, okay? Just have to put up with that. This tells you that the email was mailed, delivered, it was clicked on, and then we got another view. Look here. Now here, this looks like it. They reviewed the Renew Advanced product video 1 time, 100%. Remember, we didn't finish the science of ASEA? Only watched 74% of it. Now, what would that tell you when you're doing a follow-up call? They've lost interest in the science part of it. They don't care about the science. They just want to know if it works or not. Now, when we started talking about Renew Advanced, that's not science. That's how this stuff works. See? Now, guys, does that look like helpful information? Is it easier to make a follow-up call when you already know what they've looked at? I've had a lot of fun with people. I call them up. I say, I'm not going to waste your time asking you what you like best because you didn't even open it. How'd you know that? Don't mess with me. I got special powers. All right. Any questions?
Oh, I love that, but I don't know if I can get away with that. So, that
was not a recommendation. That was an anecdotal story, not a recommendation.
So you kind of pretend you don't know they finished. You just ask them what they listened to or something.
No, I would actually say to somebody, I noticed you only watched part of the science video. Did you not have any interest in that? I've got to tell you something. It's funny because people say to me, how'd you know that? I said, look, I have a special virtual assistant that tracks everything I do. And she monitors when I send somebody information, she monitors how they see it. And, that might turn some people off. Quite frankly, I don't care. They're probably not people I want to do business with. Other people are going to say, you're kidding me. I mean, I had a network marketer the other day say to me, I said, by the way, I will not be sending you this information. My virtual assistant, her name is Jeanie, will be sending it to you. What do you mean virtual assistant? Watch the videos. I'll show you how she works. I got to tell you something. Between Zoom and Jeanie, we've got technology that people are attracted to. A lot of times I'll just start out talking to somebody about Zoom. And then after I show them how to use Zoom, I'll say, let me show you how I use Zoom in my business. Okay, question.
How did you get that second video into the?
Okay, let me go back and let's do something different. We're gonna send another video. Okay, after you talk, please mute yourself because we're getting static. There you go. Thank you very much. All right, let's go back to Benita and say we wanted to do something else. By the way, folks, this is a simple process. You bring people into the pool, you move them onto your list. From your list, you move them into idle, which means they're not ready to do anything right now. You move them to done, which means they've told you don't ever call me again or they've enrolled. Okay? And let me show you. I'm going to go back. By the way, when Jeanie is haloed in red, that means she's not on. She's idle. Notice what happens when I click on her picture. She's green and she comes back on. What's my next priority? Let me show you this. Notice over here that I've got look at number 3. I've got some follow-up calls that are scheduled for December the 19th. and January the 5th. Those people are in the idle pool. They're not ready right now. I'm going out 6 months. You see? Because guess what? Everything changes. They might be in a completely different place in 6 months. If not, most of them are pretty stinking impressed that I called them back in 6 months. All right. Now let's go over here and look at, we're going to go to Benita again, and this time we're going to send her another email. And let me show you how that works. By the way, we didn't do this, and I just want to show you. Jeanie will always ask you to interview the people, because the more she knows about them and your relationship to them, the better she can assist you, okay? So watch, let's just run through the interviews real quick. This is the rating interview. Let me get my pictures out of the way again. Does Benita have any experience in network marketing sales? Yes, she does. Does she have good communication skills? Some of the best I've ever seen. Is she dissatisfied with her income? Well, every human being I know is dissatisfied with their income. Is Benita a natural leader? She is. Do you consider her your friend? Yes. Do you talk frequently? No. If she is a friend, has it been more than a year since you talked with her? No. And then I submit the answers. That tells Jeanie something about Benita and me. Next, does Benita like to try new things? Whoops. Meet new people, take a little risk investing in their future. She does. Is she health conscious? I don't know. Is she an athlete? Not that I know of. Does she have any health issues? I don't know. Is she a medical professional? I don't think so. Does she need some additional income? I told you everybody needs additional income. Does Benita seem to care about her appearance? She looks pretty attractive to me. Is she an avid skincare user? I have no idea. All right. Now, this is a big one. What is my relationship to Benita? Hot, warm, cool, or cold? Actually, Benita and I know each other, but not really well, okay? When you communicate, you most often use phone or text. We're over 50 years of age. We use phone. She is female. Does she live, how close does she live to me? I don't know exactly, but it's a long ways. Now Jeanie knows more about what to say or what to teach me to say to her. And I must not have answered the question here. If you don't answer the question, she said, you got to answer all the questions. Okay. Oh, how do you describe your respect for Benita? Benita looks up to you. You look up to Benita. You're peers. We're peers. All right. We're done. Now watch this. Let's say we want to send Benita some information. That's what we said. I get rid of that line right there, and then I go over here and I get my pictures out of the way. Let's do this. Okay. There we go. All right. I want to send Benita some information. Somebody asked me if that was Sue Brenchley's video. It is. And they'll say, well, how do I find that video? Well, it's actually this one right here, Opportunity Video First Touch. But maybe you didn't know that. So go up here and click on all, and then go right here and type in Sue. Look at there. It comes right up. Okay? So if that's what I wanted to send her, I would just click on that. Now, if I wanted to send her something else, I could just click on all and say, hey, I want to send her, Bobby Martin's invite video. It is fabulous. Okay? Now watch. What happened over here was you got this info for Benita. I want to edit this just a little bit, okay? Then I'm going to go search. And look what it has. 2 videos. That one and mine. That's how you send information. Now let me go back and do one other thing real quick. All right. I'm going to cancel this. Let's go back to Benita. Let's cancel this. Let's go back to Benita. Give me your call sheet, Benita. There we go. Now let's say I want to call Benita. I simply go down and click on call. Now this is what I consider to be, oh, okay. And then it wants to know what kind of call. Let me get these out of the way so I can read it. What kind of call? Let's say it's an interest call or a follow-up call. Let's do follow-up. That's fun. All right. Now, when you click on making a call and you click follow-up, Jeanie brings up a script. And that script is based on these selections here. That Benita is in my cool market. We are peers, and she's primarily interested in opportunity. Okay. If she was an athlete, I would change that to athlete, and it'll change the call. All right. And you go down through here, and there's the suggested script for follow-up. Okay. Let me back up. I'm going to get out of here, and I want to end this call, and I want to do a regular call, an interest call, because I want you to see. Well,
Bobby, can I?
Sure.
Can I just make a comment right here?
Sure.
It's really, really important, I think, to go through and read through all of these scripts so that you know what they say. And if you're going to change from, like the opportunity to an athlete, like you said, the scripts all changed, but everyone needs to know what the scripts are going to say and where they're going before they initially make the call.
I agree with you totally. In fact, that's what I'm going to show you right here. Thank you. This is an initial call, and this is where it's most important, okay? Because once the initial call takes place, then it's kind of it's whatever they want, okay? You're just following their lead, all right? Hang on, I got to have a little sip. No, that is not water. All right. The thing I love is that Jeanie starts out and says, here's what you want to accomplish on this call. You want to review the script with your specific prospect in mind. You want to keep the call short and simple. All you're trying to do is pique their interest, determine the prospect's interest level, get approval to send information, and schedule a follow-up call. Now, when you come down to these scripts, you're going to see something that you never saw before, options. And the reason those are options is because when the 6 of us were trying to hammer out the content, Terry Malman said, okay, here's what I would say. And Bo Buck starts laughing and saying, I would never say that in a million years. And Bo, we said, okay, Bo, what would you say? Well, he said what he would say. Then he said, Bo, I would never say that in a million years. That's how you get the options, because we couldn't all agree on the right thing to say. So notice this, when you look at these, if I click on option 2, it changes. If I click on option 3, it changes. Find what you're comfortable with, okay? If you only have 1 or 2 options, that means that most of us agreed on 1 or 2. In fact, we all agreed on 1 or 2. That's one of the strengths of the new Jeanie is you have a lot more options and information that you didn't have before. All right, we're 6 minutes past the hour. I'm on time and a half from here on out. But I will answer a few questions. What do you got?
Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary. Yeah, if you go off substitute teaching in the school district the next day and you've got that long list of Jeanie reminding you of such and such, will that just carry over until the next day if you go into it, I guess in the evening, you look at your list and it says what to do. How do you carry it forth to the next day, that list of
You don't have to. Jeanie does it for you.
Okay. All right. Great. And the other question is, of course, oh, go ahead.
Jeanie knows exactly where you are with each person.
Okay. And then of course you can put more than one multiple email list of more than one email. I mean,
Absolutely.
one.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely. And when
Thank
you
you.
go over here to contacts,
Uh-huh.
okay, when you go to contacts and you select somebody, Jeannie's going to bring them up. Okay, let's go look at Maureen Hayes. All right. Here's all of Maureen Hayes' information. This is her history right here. If I want to add a note, I just add a note. I can say anything I want to say.
Great.
You see, if I want to see what she's done, hey, she looked at that opportunity video. It says 55 times. I'm pretty sure she didn't look at it 55 times, but anyway, that's a little glitch they're still working on. Jeanie,
go ahead.
Jeanie will never be finished, okay?
Right. And so while you're working on this too, if you, at the beginning, can you just send a copy to yourself to make sure that it's going through as you wanted it?
Every time, if you watch, look here, let's say we're going to send Maureen an email, all right? I'm not going to, if I don't want to fill out all the information on Maureen, I just hit cold contact. I don't do the interview.
Okay.
And then Jeanie brings up a template. Okay? Here she is. This is the template for that. See up here where it says copy to me?
Correct.
Well,
Okay.
if that's checked, then Jeanie will send a copy of that email to you.
Awesome.
So you know exactly what you sent.
Great.
If I go over here, notice that in my inbox, I have an ABC under here. You see all those people right there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the email I sent Maureen Hayes.
Wow.
So I can see exactly what I sent her. I'm telling you guys.
Boy, there's a lot here. There's a real gold nugget in everything.
Hey, this
Wow.
This is the greatest duplication model ever. This will enable people who could never be successful in network marketing. Jeanie organizes you. She keeps you on track. She reminds you. She reminds you of your follow-ups. That's the single. If she did nothing but keep me on track with my follow-ups, it'd be worth $20 a month.
So as you are the Triple Diamonds, you all decide if there's extra videos you want to put up as the company comes up with new information or certain studies. Are you guys just periodically once a month, somebody's saying, wow, this is a good one to add on?
There's no actual coordinated effort with the Triple Diamonds. I can tell you what Denny Robinson is doing this week, because Denny was the do-over, okay? Denny committed on the front end that she would use Jeanie with her team, which means her team, okay? She's conducting her Diamond Days this week. Madeline Lewis and Larry McFarland are flying to Spokane to meet with Denny's Diamonds to coach them and orient them on how to use this.
Wow.
Because Denny is very committed to using this. I can tell you right now, I am very committed to using this. And to be perfectly honest with you, it is unfathomable to me that any Triple Diamond wouldn't go head over heels with this once they understand what it can do.
Correct.
Where's the downside? Is everybody computer literate? Of course not. Well, what about all the people that are?
And where's a good introductory? You gave the choice of what you would send. Is there a good introductory in one of the scripts? I just got a request by one associate. What would you send as an introductory email, that
I gotta
just
tell you
asked that. So, I mean, I have my own opinion, but you had the two that you like to send. Do you have a scripted introductory email that is there someplace?
Understand? Sorry. That's a little tickle in my throat. Sorry. I am after business builders.
Correct.
I am looking for people who want to create income.
Correct.
So my first thing for everybody is Sue Brinchley's deal. I mean, I've sent David the 6 reasons. Look, at this point, I'm not interested in the 6 reasons. I'm looking for people who want to create income.
Correct.
I'm not out there trying to find out what they want. I'm trying to find out if they want to create income. Now, if they don't want to create income, then I'll find out what they want.
Correct.
But my first deal is, do you have any desire to create some additional income?
Yeah.
If you don't, okay. You know any people are sick? You know any athletes? You see?
Correct.
If you got a pet that's having to struggle, I'll ask them all kinds of questions because I can always fall back to the product.
Absolutely. I totally agree, Bobby. It's a lot easier to work with business builders than 100 product users.
I got to tell you this. The saddest thing is to watch people who get in this business and they think they can run around and get a bunch of sick people involved and make a bunch of money. And that ain't going to happen. And look, I want every sick person to have the advantage of our molecules. I want them to have that. But the best way for me to give it to the most people is to find other like-minded business builders who will do what I'm doing, who will start out looking for business people. And when they find out this is not a business person, then you fall back to the product. Okay? But I can tell you one thing, moving from a product user to a business builder is not an easy process. Because most product users will never be business builders. They don't want to be. That's not what they signed up for. They signed up to use the product. Will they share it with a few people? Probably. But that's not a business builder. That's a connector.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Absolutely. Great analysis.
All right, guys. My voice is cutting out.
Yeah, you better take it easy, Bobby. Get a break. Spray some of the sea on your throat.
Trust me. Here, watch this.
One more? One more, Bobby?
Yeah, sure.
Any effort to coordinate this with the mobile business card?
Not yet. I can tell you that's going to happen, although I honestly don't know if it's going to happen with the texting cloud or whether Dixity will develop their own mobile app. I would probably think Dixity would develop their own mobile app.
Makes sense. Thanks, Bobby.
Bobby, I have a question.
Sure.
What if your immediate upline is not on Jeanie?
Yeah.
Does the email go to someplace else?
No, right. Well, yeah, that's a good question. If your direct upline is not involved, then they, of course, won't get notification from Jeanie because they have no way to get them. But if your direct upline is not involved, keep going up further up the line. I can almost promise you that once you get to a triple diamond, somehow or another, they will connect you and support you. Especially when you get a bunch of people in the downline that are calling their triple diamond saying, I want to know more about Jeanie. That'll get them interested in Jeanie, I can tell you right now. In the meantime, some will, some won't, so what? I'm going to keep doing these things every Monday, 1 and 7 o'clock for the foreseeable future.
When you say direct upline is not involved, if they're on auto ship for their personal use, then it will shift up to them, won't it? But they're not actively building the business.
Well, here's the point. We have the prerogative in Jeanie to actually skip your direct sponsor or 2 or 3 or 4 and go
Right.
to somebody who is involved with Jeanie.
Correct.
But I will
Awesome.
tell you, it's inconceivable to me that any triple diamond is not going to be involved in this at some point, because it's crazy.
Yeah.
You get information you can't get anyplace else. And this is valuable information.
Thank you.
You bet.
Bobby,
Bobby.
Yes. Yes.
is Trish doing it?
At this point, I don't think she is, but I will tell you this. Trish has come a very long ways from being openly hostile toward it. The last time she and I had a conversation, we were at a fly-in in Salt Lake City, and we were sitting at the airport, just the two of us. And I said, Trish, Jeannie's never going to be finished, but she's ready. And I said, when you're ready, I'll be happy to sit down and show you and Bob exactly how she works. And she said, I want to be able to just log on to Jeanie and have Jeanie tell me how she works. And I said, I think that'll work just fine. Just feel free to go right ahead and do that. But I said, if you have any problems, you call me. I'll be happy to walk you through it. And we haven't talked about it. So, in fact, I'm not going to go to the next fly-in. She is. But I think I have total confidence that Trish will eventually be involved in this. I don't mean just tolerating it. I mean supporting it, because got to be crazy not to. And she ain't crazy. She's a smart woman.
Bobby, do you think too, just one quick question, the back office training, I know Bob does a wonderful job, and there's a little bit of training there on A-team support, but in all honesty, it would be really nice to have some system that we could send people to. Do you see that in the future, possibly, that a back office training walk people through their website, through whatever? That would be awesome.
Yeah. No, my prediction is Jeanie will become the duplication platform for ASEA.
Awesome. Now, do other companies have this in different forms, or are we the only ones?
No. We, when our deal didn't work, they went to somebody else, and they've found several companies that are happy with what they're doing. I am being told that we have the most advanced version of Jeanie, and that's largely due to the fact that, Denny and 5 of us have worked really hard at helping them develop this. We give them tons and tons of feedback. Right now, as far as I know, I'm the only triple diamond that's actually doing Jeanie training calls.
Wow.
But I expect that's going to change soon. So we'll see.
Awesome.
All right, boys and girls, I am done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.